5 things that are gonna make you money. What's going on, guys? That's what we're gonna be talking about here in this video today. I really sat down and I thought about what are some things that people can have and people can use, maybe some that people can buy that are really gonna make them money. And I really thought about it and I tried to come up with some different ones here. Some of them are a little corny, like you've seen before, but there are a couple on here I really haven't seen anyone on YouTube put out, and I think they can help you guys out in a massive way. Anyway, if you like this video, you like the content that's been coming out, please drop a like on the video. That really helps me out in a huge way. Really helps the channel grow more than you can even imagine. Also, do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. The first thing on this list that can make you money is your opinion, okay? So all those people you watch on YouTube, like personal finance, stocks, really anything, are opinions. This video is an opinion, and if you see ads on any of those videos, they're making money and they're making money off of their opinion. It's very powerful, it's a very strong brand, and you can do the same exact thing, okay? Same thing with blogs. Those food blogs, those restaurant blogs, those travel blogs, all those different things you read, those different types of blogs, they're making money off their opinions. So-and-so might like this Italian restaurant, but so-and-so over here might not like that Italian restaurant. Or maybe Johnny likes Australia, but like Sydney does not like Australia. Wow, that's clever. I just thought of that off the top of my head. That was not intentional, I promise. Anyway, even those guys like Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman that you just see barking on First Take all the time, they're making money off of their opinions. They're talking about like different sports, different stats, different players. All those things are opinions because that's what they think is going to happen in the future, but there's no fact set in stone that that's actually going to happen. Now, is it realistic for you to be like Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman? Honestly, probably not, because that's like the top like 1% of people in that sports field. I think it's a very competitive field. If you can do it, don't let me hold you back. Like, absolutely go for it. But I think it's a little more competitive and it's a little more difficult than other things we're going to mention here. Now, there's millions of people probably, making money off YouTube and blogs. And I'm talking millions of dollars, not just like, you know, even like 100,000, even if it's just 100,000, will $100,000 change your life just by expressing your opinion? Think of it that way. But there's tons and tons of people making millions of dollars on YouTube and blogs, and there's no reason why you can't start doing this today, expressing your opinion about whatever you want and just start making money. And I like this because chances are when you start it, it's something you're passionate about and it's something you're going to stick with. Like, well, take me for example. Obviously, you guys can tell if you've been watching this channel, personal finance is something that's very near and dear to my heart and something I'm very passionate about. So I decided to start this YouTube channel about it because a lot of people obviously don't like to talk about money. I love to talk about money. I love to talk about numbers, stocks, all these different things, as you guys can tell. But a lot of people don't like to talk about that for good reasons. Some it stresses them out. Some they just don't have a lot, so they don't want to talk about it. Some just don't like to disclose that information. Everyone's got a good reason, okay? Everyone. Me, like we just said, I'd like to talk about it. So I started this channel so I could just talk to a camera in my room with no one else around about money and finance, okay? Great idea. But still, it's something I'm passionate about and it's something I did. And there's no reason you can't do the same thing and begin to make money off of it. The second thing that's gonna make you money is a spare room for your house. Now, you might be thinking, Josh, you fruitcake. Obviously, if I buy a house with another bedroom, an extra bedroom, or if I rent a house with another bedroom, it's gonna cost me more money, right? Like, what are you, an idiot? Yes, I'm a clown. Or am I a genius? Which one is it? We're gonna find out. Anyway, so yes, it's gonna cost you more money, but I look at it as more of an investment, and here's why. You probably have heard the saying, don't eat where you eat, okay? So what exactly does that mean? Obviously, I don't mean the literal phrase behind that saying, but it means don't sleep, don't work, don't watch TV, don't do your bills, don't do all these different things from the same exact spot. Whether that's in bed or on the couch, you shouldn't be doing it from the same exact spot. And it's honestly gonna cause a lot more stress in your life, believe it or not. And there's a lot of reasons behind that, but first off, you're not gonna sleep as well because you've got so many distractions. It's gonna be tough for you to wind down and transition into sleep mode, okay guys? You're not gonna be able to transition to sleep mode because you're just gonna be doing everything from that same exact spot. And it's just gonna be more difficult to, first of all, be productive, which we're gonna talk about in a second. But second of all, your mind's just gonna keep going, like work, work, work. It's not, you should only use your bed to sleep. That's the bottom line. I've read tons of study on this. You should only be using your bed for sleep and not much else, to be perfectly honest with you. But the main reason I think you should have a spare room and a place just to work is because honestly, you're gonna be more motivated to work. And you might be a little confused by that, but it's gonna make sense when I break it down here. So basically, when you feel like unproductive or anything, you need to essentially release dopamine in your mind. And there's 5 flow triggers that can release this dopamine. We can get in a whole nother conversation about what dopamine is. We're not going to talk about it in this video. We're just going to talk about the 5 flow triggers. And why do those flow triggers, what essentially do they do? Essentially, they get you in the zone, okay? For lack of a better thing. They get you in the zone, they get you ready to work, you feel like essentially hyper-focused. And what everyone needs to do is essentially just find a way to flip one of those flow triggers. There's 4 different ones we're not going to talk about in this video. I might make a separate video about that one time. But one we are going to talk about is novelty, okay? Novelty is going to release dopamine. That's one of those flow triggers that's really going to allow you to focus, okay? In other words, in order to release this novelty, sometimes you just need to change the scenery. I saw this in a Matt Diavelli video. What he does, and the doctor he was talking to that actually was talking about this, what they do is they'll drive around to different coffee shops. Maybe they'll go Brewed one day, then Dunkin' next day, or Starbucks the other day. Obviously, I don't know if they're doing that right now, but they would go to different coffee shops and just read and work because that releases that dopamine. It triggers that novelty, and then they can just continue to hyper-focus and get in that zone. It's very important. I myself have been doing this for quite a while, and especially now since I have the luxury of working from home. I move around the house. Sometimes I'm in the living room, sometimes in the office, sometimes I'm over here, sometimes over there. I kind of move around, and I felt I'm a lot more productive, both on work, my side hustle, YouTube, all these different things, and I just feel like it's a really great move, and I think everyone can benefit from it in a huge way. And plus, you're just going to sleep better if you have a place to work and you don't have to do everything from your bed. The third item that's going to make you money is a journal. Now, you might be thinking, homeboy, what do you mean? How is a pen and paper going to make you money? Well, it is in this way, okay? So think of it this way. Sometimes, me personally, I have like all these ideas, whether they're business ideas, investment ideas, maybe it's like video ideas, or maybe it's some sort of stock I want to look into, or where this company could be going, or maybe it's just simple tasks I have to do for the day. It could be any one of these things, right? And sometimes what happens is I have so many thoughts going through my head, my mind gets like super cluttered, and I just can't put as much attention to each individual task or each individual thing I'm thinking of the same amount, all right? So what I found is by just dumping everything on a piece of paper, it just keeps me a lot more organized. And what it's going to allow you to do is going to allow you to plan a lot better, okay? Now, look at it this way. Say you have a goal, you have an idea, whatever the case may be, however you want to call it, that you want to save $10,000 in 2021, okay? So that might seem great, it's a good goal, but what writing it down is going to do, it's going to allow you to plan out that goal, okay? So you can be like, I want obviously $10,000 in 12 months, I want $9,000 in 11 months, I want $8,000 in 10 months, whatever the case may be, whatever you set it up to be, you can write it down and you can plan and you can work backwards and you can set it up for success so you can achieve that goal that you want. As opposed to if you just left in your head, you might get a little off topic and it might be hard to stay on track and keep track of this goal. And what this is also going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to look back at it, okay? So say maybe you're on track the first month, you're on the first month or two, you're right on track, you know, you hit your goals, you hit 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, whatever the goal is, whatever the case may be, you're on track to get to $10,000 in 12 months is the bottom line. Then maybe you had someone's birthday you wanted to go out for, and then maybe you went on vacation, and then you just had a little bit of fun or whatever the case may be, and you got a little off track, and you're like, I wonder where I'm supposed to be, I wonder where I stand right now. And you look at your bank account how much money you have towards that $10,000 goal, and then you also go and look back at your journal, and you're like, I'm not exactly where I need to be. I need to get back on track. And then you can strive to get back on track in order to achieve that goal of that $10,000. But I feel like if a lot of people don't write this down, then it's really just not, they're not going to get back to it. That's the bottom line. I don't think they're going to go back to that goal. They're just going to keep going on, and then their lifestyle is going to get out of control. They're not going to be able to save as much money towards that $10,000 as they want, and they're going to miss out on that goal. And this obviously applies to a lot of different goals, not just saving money. So I really do think writing things down is super important, and you can honestly try it out, guys. Write stuff down in a journal, write down the goals you have for 2021, plan them out, and I think you'll be surprised at how easy it is to achieve them per se. The fourth thing that's going to make you money is books, guys. Books have done me wonders, and they can do the same exact thing to you. So we're going to go on a little bit of a personal thing here. So I always, back in the day when I didn't know much about personal finance and investing, and I've always been a saver. I've always wanted to save money. I've always wanted to get to that next however much amount in my bank account. But I always saw one of my friends posting stories on Instagram about stocks and buying stocks and selling stocks and getting in and out and the profits he's made. And I was just thinking, I'm like, what, can I do that? Like, because I was always under the impression the stock market is gambling. I didn't know much about it, but for some reason, that's just where my mind went. I just had that impression. Stocks are gambling and they're not good, okay? And then I had another conversation with him, and I had another conversation with my other friends, and I'm like, let me start to try to get into this. This is important. So I started out reading a couple books about day trading. Wasn't the biggest fan of it. I was decent at it, but I was kind of nerve-wracking, so I probably didn't understand my strategies enough, which you need to do. And then obviously I started working like normal business hours, and it was just tough for me to watch like charts every single day. So I decided to get out of that, and then I started reading some other different books about investing, and then I came across this one book after talking to my friend that I saw him buying and selling all these stocks, and it was called Money Master the Game, 7 Steps to Financial Freedom by Tony Robbins. And honestly, because of that book, that's probably one of the main reasons you guys are even watching this video today. That book, I mean, a lot of books have changed my mindset, but this book has changed my mindset astronomically. It's done so many things to me. That book, which I don't even know how much it was, $10, $15, $20, that $20 has made me so much money. Like, I can't even begin to tell you guys. That's the thing. Reading that book completely flipped the switch in my head, and that is why I am wired the way I am today. That is honestly the reason I am crazy like I am today, okay? But there's several others that have changed my lifestyle, my mindset, but that's the main one. And obviously it just goes to show you how much a simple book can flip the switch in your mind and really just get you on this path to financial freedom, get you on this path of just taking control of your life, taking control of your finances, and not letting anyone else dictate it and control it, because that's the most important thing and that's the most powerful thing you guys can have in life. Also, another thing you could do is you could just pay for like some cheap like Udemy courses. Obviously, you guys know I'm a very big proponent for free education because I don't think there's a reason to pay for any course, but I do think if it's cheap and the price is right, I mean, why not? There's worse places you can put your money, right? So books and cheap online courses, stuff like that, I think can really make you guys a lot of money, and it's just gonna expand your human capital and honestly just make you more valuable as a person. And the last thing we're gonna talk about on this list that can make you money is honestly just a coffee maker. I know this one's not one of the sexier plays like kind of some of the other ones we talked about, but in all reality, buying a coffee maker can make you a lot of money or save you a lot of money, however you want to look at it. And here we go. So some Americans spend 34% of their income on coffee. 34%. That is a lot of moolah that you are just throwing away on coffee, right? Imagine just cutting back on that. Not even investing that money, but like imagine what it would do, like just savings-wise, that would change your financial life for so many different reasons. So you can buy a $30 coffee maker, you can buy $10 worth of coffee. That's gonna, obviously the coffee beans are gonna last you a little while. The coffee maker is gonna last you years, and it's just gonna save you a lot more money, and you're gonna be able to invest that difference and obviously compound over time and make you guys money, okay? Now, keep in mind, if you buy one $4 coffee once a week, twice a week, is that gonna make or break your bank? No, it's not. It's not gonna make or break the bank by any means. It's just not going to. If you enjoy doing that on Saturday mornings, go ahead, continue to do it on Saturday mornings. Absolutely. Be my guest, go and do it. It's not gonna make or break your bank. I don't care what Graham Stephan says. It's not gonna be that big of a difference doing it every once in a while, okay? If it makes you happy, go ahead and do it. Obviously limit it because we just talked about 34% of people, or people spend 34% of their income on coffee. So limit it, but if it makes you happy every now and then, go for it. But keep this in mind, and this is what I'm thinking of with this. So when you buy that $4 coffee, maybe you're more likely to spend money here and there, but once you start taking those small things seriously and you say, I don't want to spend $4 on coffee, it's not worth it, I can make it at home for 20 cents if you do all that math out, okay? But here's the thing. I feel that if you're taking those smaller things seriously, it might start to build and you might take those bigger things seriously. So you might start with saving money on coffee. Then you might want to shop your car insurance and see if you can find something better. Then you might want to shop interest rates on your mortgage and see if you can find a better interest rate on your mortgage. All these different things you can do, and I really feel like it's just that build up, that pyramid scheme, and it's just going to get you to that top, and it's going to save you more money indirectly than directly, but it's going to save you a ton of money, and you're going to be able to invest a ton of money, and you're just going to be able to make a lot more money at the end of the day. Anyway, guys, those are the 5 things. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe as always. Those 2 things really help out the channel. I really appreciate it. And it only takes about a second of your time. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite thing that you are buying that's going to make you money, or the thing you have or using that's going to make you money at the end of the day. I will see you guys in the next video, and have a great day, guys.